13. Captain America: Civil War. It is a 2016 American superhero film based on the Marvel Comics character Captain America. It is the sequel to Captain America: The First Avenger, 2011, and Captain America: The Winter Soldier, 2014, and the 13th film in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, MCU. The film was directed by Anthony and Joe Russo from a screenplay by the writing team of Christopher Marcus and Stephen McFeely. In Captain America: Civil War, disagreement over international oversight of the Avengers fractures the team into two opposing factions, one led by Steve Rogers and the other by Tony Stark, Downey. The film was a commercial success, grossing over $1.1 billion worldwide, becoming the highest-grossing film of 2016 and received positive reviews from critics, with praise for the performances, particularly Evans and Downey, action sequences and themes. A fourth film, Captain America: Brave New World, 2025, is a continuation of Marvel Studios' Disney Plus series The Falcon and the Winter Soldier, 2021, following Mackie's Sam Wilson as Captain America. 14. Doctor Strange. It is a 2016 American superhero film based on the Marvel Comics character of the same name. It is the 14th film in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, MCU. The film was directed by Scott Derrickson from a screenplay he wrote with John Spates and C. Robert Cargill. In the film, Strange learns the mystic arts after a career-ending car crash. While on a journey of physical and spiritual healing, a brilliant neurosurgeon is drawn into the world of the mystic arts. The film grossed $677.8 million worldwide and was met with praise for its cast, visual effects, and musical score. The film received an Academy Award nomination for Best Visual Effects. A sequel, Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness, was released in May 2022. 15. Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2. It is a 2017 American superhero film based on the Marvel Comics superhero team Guardians of the Galaxy. It is the sequel to Guardians of the Galaxy, 2014, and the 15th film in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, MCU, written and directed by James Gunn. In the film, the Guardians travel throughout the cosmos as they help Peter Quill, Pratt, learn more about his mysterious parentage. It grossed more than $869 million worldwide, making it the 8th highest-grossing film of 2017, while also outgrossing its predecessor. The film received praise for its visuals, direction, soundtrack, action sequences, humor and performances, though some critics deemed it inferior to the original. It received a nomination for Best Visual Effects at the 90th Academy Awards. A sequel, Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3, was released on May 5, 2023, preceded by the Disney Plus special The Guardians of the Galaxy Holiday Special in November 2022. 16. Spider-Man: Homecoming. It is a 2017 American superhero film based on the Marvel Comics character Spider-Man. It is the second Spider-Man film reboot and the 16th film in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, MCU. The film was directed by John Watts from a screenplay by the writing teams of Jonathan Goldstein and John Francis Daley. John Watts and Christopher Ford and Chris McKenna and Eric Summers. In the film, Parker tries to balance high school life with being Spider-Man while facing the Vulture, Keaton. Homecoming grossed over $880 million worldwide, becoming the second most successful Spider-Man film and the 6th highest-grossing film of 2017. It received praise for the light tone, its focus on Parker's high school life and the performances, particularly of Holland and Keaton. Two sequels have been released: Spider-Man: Far From Home, 2019, and Spider-Man: No Way Home, 2021. A new trilogy of live-action films from Sony and Marvel Studios is in development. 17. Thor: Ragnarok. It is a 2017 American superhero film based on the Marvel Comics character Thor. It is the sequel to Thor, 2011, and Thor: The Dark World, 2013, and is the 17th film in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, MCU. The film was directed by Taika Waititi from a screenplay by Eric Pearson and the writing team of Craig Kyle and Christopher Yost. In Thor: Ragnarok, Thor must escape the alien planet Sakaar in time to save Asgard from Hela, Cate Blanchett, and the impending Ragnarok. The film received praise for its acting and Waititi's direction, as well as the action sequences, visual effects, musical score and humor, with many critics considering it to be the best installment of the Thor franchise. It grossed $855 million, becoming the highest-grossing film of the series and the 9th highest-grossing film of 2017. A sequel, Thor: Love and Thunder, was released in July 2022. 18. Black Panther. It is a 2018 American superhero film based on the Marvel Comics character of the same name. It is the 18th film in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, MCU, directed by Ryan Coogler, who co-wrote the screenplay with Joe Robert Cole. In Black Panther, T'Challa, by Chadwick Boseman, is crowned king of Wakanda following his father's death, but he is challenged by Killmonger. By Michael B. Jordan, who plans to abandon the country's isolationist policies and begin a global revolution. Many critics considered the film to be one of the best in the MCU, and it was noted for its cultural significance. The National Board of Review and the American Film Institute named Black Panther one of the top 10 films of 2018. It grossed over $1.3 billion worldwide and broke numerous box office records, becoming the highest-grossing film directed by a black filmmaker, the 9th highest-grossing film at the time of its release, the 3rd highest-grossing film in the US and Canada that year, and the 2nd highest-grossing film of 2018. Black Panther was nominated for 7 awards at the 91st Academy Awards, winning 3 and received numerous other accolades. It was the first superhero film to receive a Best Picture nomination and the first MCU film to win an Academy Award. A sequel, Black Panther: Wakanda Forever, was released on November 11, 2022, with Wright taking over as the lead following Boseman's death in 2020, while a third film is in development, an animated series. Eyes of Wakanda will be released in August 2025 on Disney+. 19. Avengers: Infinity War. It is a 2018 American superhero film based on the Marvel Comics superhero team The Avengers. It is the sequel to The Avengers, 2012, and Avengers: Age of Ultron, 2015, and the 19th film in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, MCU, directed by Anthony and Joe Russo and written by Christopher Marcus and Stephen McFeely. In the film, the Avengers and the Guardians of the Galaxy attempt to stop Thanos from collecting the 6 powerful Infinity Stones as part of his quest to kill half of all life in the universe. The film received praise for Brolin's performance and the Russo brothers' direction, as well as the visual effects, action sequences, dark tone, and musical score. It was a major box office success, becoming the 4th film and the first superhero film to gross over $2 billion worldwide, breaking numerous box office records and becoming the highest-grossing film of 2018 and the 4th highest-grossing film at the time of its release both worldwide and in the United States and Canada. It received a nomination for Best Visual Effects at the 91st Academy Awards. Among numerous other accolades, the sequel, Avengers: Endgame, was released in April 2019. 20. Ant-Man and the Wasp. Ant-Man and the Wasp is a 2018 American superhero film based on Marvel Comics featuring the characters Scott Lang as Ant-Man and Hope Pym as Wasp. It is the sequel to Ant-Man, 2015, and the 20th film in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, MCU, directed by Peyton Reed and written by the writing teams of Chris McKenna and Eric Summers and Paul Rudd, Andrew Barrer and Gabriel Ferrari. In the film, the titular pair work with Hank Pym, by Douglas, to retrieve Janet Van Dyne, by Pfeiffer, from the Quantum Realm. The film was a critical and commercial success, receiving praise for its performances, particularly those of Rudd and Lilly, humor and levity, and grossing over $622 million worldwide. A sequel, Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania, was released in February 2023. 21. Captain Marvel. It is a 2019 American superhero film based on Marvel Comics featuring the character Carol Danvers, Captain Marvel. It is the 21st film in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, MCU. The film was directed by Anna Boden and Ryan Fleck from a screenplay they co-wrote with Geneva Robertson-Dworet, set in 1995. The story follows Danvers as she becomes Captain Marvel after Earth is caught in a galactic conflict. The film grossed over $1.1 billion worldwide, making it the first female-led superhero film to pass the billion-dollar mark. It became the 5th highest-grossing film of 2019 and was the 23rd highest-grossing film of all time during its theatrical run. The film received generally positive reviews from critics, with praise for the performances, particularly Larson's. Audience responses were also positive, although the audience reception section on Rotten Tomatoes was subject to review bombing. A sequel, The Marvels, was released on November 10, 2023. 22. Avengers: Endgame. It is a 2019 American superhero film based on the Marvel Comics superhero team The Avengers, directed by Anthony and Joe Russo and written by Christopher Marcus and Stephen McFeely. In the film, the surviving members of the Avengers and their allies attempt to reverse Thanos' actions in Infinity War, which erased half of all life in the universe. It is a conclusion to the story of the MCU up to that point, ending the story arcs of several main characters. The film's plot revisits several moments from earlier films, bringing back actors and settings from throughout the franchise. The film received praise for its direction, acting, musical score, action scenes, visual effects and emotional weight, with critics lauding its culmination of the 22-film story. It grossed $2.799 billion worldwide, surpassing Infinity War's entire theatrical run in 11 days and setting a number of box office records. It was the highest-grossing film of all time from July 2019 to March 2021. The film was nominated for Best Visual Effects at the 92nd Academy Awards, among numerous other accolades. Two further films, Avengers, Doomsday and Avengers, Secret Wars, are scheduled for release in 2026 and 2027 respectively. 23. Spider-Man: Far From Home. It is a 2019 American superhero film based on the Marvel Comics character Spider-Man. It is the sequel to Spider-Man: Homecoming, 2017, and the 23rd film in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, MCU, directed by John Watts, written by Chris McKenna and Eric Summers. In the film, Parker is recruited by Nick Fury, by Jackson, and Mysterio, by Jake Gyllenhaal, to face the Elementals while he is on a school trip to Europe. The film received positive reviews with praise for its humor, action sequences, visuals, and the performances of Holland and Gyllenhaal. It grossed over $1.1 billion worldwide, making it the first Spider-Man film to pass the billion-dollar mark, the fourth highest-grossing film of 2019, and became Sony Pictures' highest-grossing film and the 24th highest-grossing film of all time. A sequel, Spider-Man: No Way Home, was released in December 2021.